What is up, YouTube? I'm Laura, and you're watching Atomic News TV. And I have Trump with me today.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Damn right, sugar! And guess what I got, you guys? I'm so excited. I'm such a nerd, okay? I'm totally a nerd. I'm collecting Trump stuff, I think, now, because I have my Trump doll, I have my Trump pen, and now, you guys, check this out. Look at him. How freaking cute is this? I'm such a nerd. Right now his hair is a little like crusty. I think though if I was to brush it, it's gonna be like those little troll dolls where I can be like, and roll them in my hand and his hair will go. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna try that. But look at this guy. He's the best. Look at his face. He's all. Do we look alike? I'm such a nerd. What's up, Margot? How's it going? Who else is in the house? Sound off in the chat room. Okay, so good news. This Saturday, me and Mr. Atomic are going to be on the border. On the border. It's been a hot minute since we've been down there, and I do have a Saturday off, so we are going to take a trip down to the eastern side of the Arizona border, so like the Sierra Vista area, which is known more for drugs. So it's a little scarier than the Yuma area, but we're going to be prepared. Hey, Outlaw, how's it going? BK for Truth, what is up? Dorinda's in the house. Is it pronounced Dinah? Did I get that right? Hi, Dinah. Okay, so Saturday, hopefully, I'm gonna have some cool footage for you guys. Of course, I'm gonna film the border and like whatever kind of. I mean, I don't think they have a wall on that side really, but I'm sure they have some sort of barriers like those, crisscross barriers that they have like in Yuma. So I'm gonna kind of show you the area and that way you can get a feel for what it is like on the border on that side of Arizona versus the Yuma side, because you guys have seen Yuma on my channel a lot. I share the footage from AZ Patriots, and then I showed you guys the footage from when I was down there. So hopefully we're gonna catch somebody crossing. I mean, not that I want people to illegally cross the border, but I know you guys live for that footage. And it has been a hot minute since we've had any real footage of illegals coming over the border. And they do still come over the border. It's just that right now the Patriots are being hit so hard that we have to be so careful in what we do. So if I do encounter people that are crossing the border on Saturday, I'm not going to engage them. I'm not even going to speak to them unless they speak to me, which I don't speak Spanish, so there's not much I can really tell them unless they speak English. But I'm not going to confront them. I'm not going to do anything other than give you the footage and show you exactly what they're doing when they're coming over the border and how they're crossing. So let's get started because you guys are here for some other news, right? Right? I got the news. My last live stream was about Trump and Greenland. If you guys missed it, you can go back in the video history and watch it. But we talked a while about Greenland and how Trump wants to buy Greenland and how crazy that is to think about the U.S. owning Greenland. Well, they responded. Okay, we knew that the Greenland said we're not for sale. Okay, but the Dutch are in control actually of Greenland. It's like a Dutch territory, and apparently the Dutch Prime Minister told Trump, "No, not happening." And Trump had a trip actually planned to go there to Denmark in like 2 weeks, and he said, "Well, then I guess there's no reason for me to go in 2 weeks." So you guys, okay, when we talked about Greenland, I was like, okay, who thinks he's totally serious and who thinks it's just like a farce? And I like had you guys sound off in the chat room and, you know, tell me what you guys thought. Well, lo and behold, he was serious. He was serious enough that he is now canceling his trip to Denmark. So his reason to go to Denmark was because he wanted to talk about Greenland. He literally wants to buy Greenland for the US. He wants US to control that, which is smart as hell. That's how smart our president is, because there are so many resources in Greenland and untapped resources that whoa, okay, we could so benefit from having Greenland as a territory. But I guess now Greenland is off the table. So if you guys haven't already hit that like button, you guys make sure you hit that like button. Don't hit this, all right? Hit this. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, okay? Hit the subscribe button. And when you hit that bell icon, make sure you hit all notifications. Otherwise, it's going to let you know sometimes when I come on live. Erica says, Atomic News is awesome. Thank you, Erica. You guys, if in the chat you want me to see something, because, you know, the chat goes and I'm talking and I have to walk and chew gum at the same time. You have to do the little @ symbol and then Atomic News and then type what you want. And then it kind of highlights Atomic News to me and I can see it. Or you guys can super chat. If you don't know what super chat is, when you're the area where you're typing, there's a little dollar symbol there. You can click that. If you're feeling generous, if you're feeling frisky tonight, click that button, make a little donation to my channel, and then make a comment or ask a question, and it's going to be like, boom, right in my face, okay? And I can't miss it. So if you're feeling frisky tonight, help a girl out. If not, that's okay. You're still welcome here, and I want you here, so I want you to know that. So let's get into it, you guys. ICE bust. Big article that came out yesterday. This is from conservativeview.com. A single ICE bust seizes enough fentanyl to kill 750,000 people. This is what's coming through the southern border still, you guys. Fentanyl immigration authorities, fentanyl. Fentanyl immigration, that's good. Federal immigration, God, Laura. Federal immigration authorities seized 1.2 kilos of fentanyl. Are you shitting me? Like, okay, what do they do with that? Okay, like, how do you dispose of that much of a dangerous narcotic? Does anybody know? Can somebody educate me on that? If you know and you're in the chat right now, do that little @ Atomic News and let me know, okay? Because I want to know what they do with that. It's enough to kill hundreds of thousands of people. And apparently this is part of an ongoing narcotics investigation and with ICE. 45-year-old Dale McAllister and his 76-year-old father, Larry McAllister, a retired, I think it's pronounced Cabell, Cabell, county deputy sheriff, have been indicted with various drug and gun crimes after federal agents seized around 1.2 kilograms of fentanyl, 300 grams of methamphetamine, and over $8,000 in cash. Oh, let's just add this on top. And a .357 Magnum revolver. They had to add that in, right? Gail says, mine only shows 4 watching. No, there's like 57 in the room right now. So we're good. We're good. I know sometimes YouTube lags when it's reporting who's watching and all that kind of stuff. I've had live streams where I couldn't even see the chat. Like, it screwed it up so bad I couldn't even see the chat, and I couldn't even see how many people were in the room. So it happens. But the article goes on to say it's a particularly detestable. Oh, it is particularly detestable to see trusted community members and a former law enforcement excuse me, officer seeking to profit from such a destructive and pure poison. Yeah. Somebody who had a position of power and they turned dirty. That's what happened. Sadie says, didn't they seize fentanyl on north border and east a bit ago. Yes, they've actually recently. There's been a lot of fentanyl busts. In fact, in Arizona, over at Arizona Mills Mall, they busted somebody with thousands of fentanyl pills that they were trying to do a transaction. Yep, just right down the street from me. Well, not really down the street, but like, I don't know, half an hour drive for me. Barb says they incinerate it. Okay, so that's how they destroy such large quantities of dangerous narcotics, is that they incinerate it. That's what I thought. That was my gut feeling. But I was like, well, what about fumes? And like, how do they do that? Like, I mean, do you have to wear gas masks? Like, if you inhale the fumes, can you die? You know, because fentanyl is so like toxic and concentrated. Whoo! Scary job. But it says fentanyl is an extremely potent opioid and a key driver of overdose deaths in the ongoing drug crisis. We all know this, but just a tiny amount of it can kill someone. That's why patriots, we have to be so careful when we're on the border, when we're looking at things like, okay, I'll use Yuma as an example and how they call a certain area the pants because there's like clothes and pants littered all over the desert. But like when we're looking at things and kind of investigating, we have to be careful because we're touching things, and there are often wrappers from medications like, you know, Advil, aspirin, Benadryl, whatever. But we have to be careful because we don't know if fentanyl was ever involved in that particular person as they come over the border, and it could happen. So we have to be careful when we touch things to look and investigate. So Barb says, my husband works at a lead mine smelter. They bring guns and drugs over there all the time and incinerate them. Okay. And Ronald says its dosage starts at 12 and then 25 and 50 and 100 milligrams. Okay. And it's very subjective and can be spread by touch. Okay. I think you meant to say spread by touch. I gotcha. They are also making a pill form of fentanyl. BK for Truth says, yes, they absolutely are. And that's what was involved in here in Arizona with Arizona Mills Mall when they did that drug bust. I think it was about a month ago, and it was pill form. And they were little blue pills. I was like, little blue pills. As it makes you think of Viagra. Isn't Viagra a blue pill? I don't know. Mr. Atomic does not need it, so I don't know. But I think Viagra is a blue pill too. So I just want you to know that ICE, okay, there's all these people who want to abolish ICE and get rid of ICE, the left, the Democrats. But look at what ICE is doing. I mean, they're not just rounding up people to deport. You know, they do other things too that are good. Okay, rounding up people that shouldn't be here is good, but the Democrats don't see it that way. But they do things like this. This is serious importance. I mean, how can the Democrats want to dissolve an entity that stops this much dangerous drugs coming over our border? Only an idiot would want to abolish ICE. That's just my opinion. Jade says, where do you believe the entitlement from these illegal immigrants come from? That's a good question. That's deep. I think some of it could be, you know, this was our land before it was your land. It could be that. It could be what is taught to them. The Brazilians are very stuck up. Okay. Sorry if you're in here and you're Brazilian, but the Brazilians that come over here illegally are very stuck up. They think their shiz doesn't stink. And that's just them naturally. That's just them. So that may be part of it too. That's the way they were raised. That's what the morals and thoughts that were instilled in them. So I think there's a lot of reasons why people feel entitled. Some people are just simply jealous. Okay, They want what we have. That's the bottom line, okay? Everybody that comes over the border illegally, they want a piece of the American pie. That's truly the reason. They want what we have created. Um, okay, let's just say this. White man came over here. Yes, we took over. Okay, well, not we or you and me because we weren't alive then, but the white man. Okay, they came over here, took over, and built something amazing. They built a country, they built a society, they built what we have now. Okay, over many, many years it took to get here. But now everybody wants what we have. So they feel, hey, that's not fair, right? Imagine you living in a third world country in a ditch in a dirty hut with no vaccinations and running around hoping for your next meal. Okay, we'll just take the worst case scenario, and then you hear about a country to the north of you that has everything. Dude, you got fast food, you got cars, you live in nice houses, you can buy expensive makeup and get your hair done. um, you would want that, right? You would say, well, what makes them better than me? Why can't I have that? And that creates a sense of entitlement. They feel like I'm just as good as that person, so I think I should have that too. I'm going to go get it. That's the bottom line. They want what we have. So Ice Raid Dog says, how do you or we fight citizenship frauds? Dude. Well, the first part, that's a really hard question. The first part is we have to close the loopholes. We have to change the immigration laws. What we have set in place no longer works for this country and is proven every single day. So, how do we fight that? We start by making changes in the laws. And we have to dump a bunch of Democrats in order to do that because they're going to fight us tooth and nail all the way there. They think that these people coming over illegally are entitled to what we have. Yes. So Charlene says they want free stuff, food stamps, and welfare. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Many of them, I'll tell you right now, and I know this for a fact, okay? Because of my connections with the border and because of everything that I do, my channel is like Big Brother. I see all, I know all. Okay, I'm not trying to have like a big head here, but I know a lot of stuff. Many of them come over the border, and as they're being processed by Border Patrol, they ask Border Patrol, when do I get my money? Because they already know, they've been told on the other side what they get when they get here. I mean, they don't know everything. Obviously, they don't know they're going to be in a detention center, maybe not. They don't know if they're going to be separated, maybe not. But they do know that they're going to get a piece of the pie. They do know this. That's why they're coming here. So anybody who says that they don't know is full of shit, because that's the reason why they're coming here. So speaking of detention centers, you guys, let's talk about detention centers. And then we're going to take some phone calls because I love talking to you guys and, I want to know what's up. So let me find this article, you guys. It's all over Twitter right now. If you go to Twitter and you look at Kamala Harris, or you look at Ilhan, or you look at Rashida, they're all bitching about Donald Trump right now and how cruel he is. Okay. Oh, I just dropped my Donald Trump. Hold on. Oh. Hi. He's so cruel. Donald Trump is such a cruel man. Look at his face. I love him. I love him.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
I really think this pen is stuck on that. Hold on, let's try it again.
Look, I'm really rich.
Yes, I paid $15 for that. I paid like $10 for him, though. He is so worth it. He's so cute. Look at that. So let's find this article. It's all over Twitter, though. They're all bitching about how cruel he is and blah, 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 blah. every day, anything that they can use against him or try to use against him. Trump administration expected to allow longer detention of migrant families, officials say. Okay, and this is an article from CNN. But this whole thing is legit. Let's see what CNN has to say about it, though, because I find it entertaining. I have kind of a twisted sense of humor, if you haven't figured that out already. So take this with a grain of salt, okay? My views may not align with this, just so you know. That is my disclaimer. President Donald Trump's administration is expected on Wednesday to announce a new regulation that would allow for the detention of migrant families beyond the 20-day limit for holding children, two administration officials told CNN. The regulation seeks to replace the so-called Flores Settlement Agreement, yes, which requires that migrant children not be held in federal custody longer than 20 days. ABC was first to report on the new regulation. A separate administration official says the basic idea is to restore integrity through the process because families could exploit the loophole. Well, no shit, Sherlock. You think they don't do it? You think they don't exploit that loophole? Does anybody in my chat room think that they don't exploit that loophole? Let me know. I want to know who you are. So, let's see. They could. Okay, it says a separate administration official says the basic idea is to restore integrity through the process because families could exploit the loophole, with the understanding that if they make it to the U.S. as a family unit, they'll be released soon, which is true. They do think that. That's why we have such a problem with child recycling. Okay, that does happen. There are people out there that say it doesn't, but I'll tell you right now, it does on a serious level. I know this for a fact because Atomic News knows things. Okay, they recycle the children. They literally will rent a child or steal a child or borrow a child and come over the border and say, yes, this is my child, and they have zero relation. Okay, we proved this with that DNA testing that we did. Remember that about like 2 months ago? And we proved a huge amount were fake family units. Okay, it was proven by Border Patrol with these DNA tests. Okay, so anybody who says it's not true, I'm going to refer them to Border Patrol's DNA testing. They do think that if they come over the border with a child, that they're going to be just automatically released into the population. That they think that's their golden ticket. And we want to stop that. Okay. I've said this from the beginning that there is going to be a whole generation of children that come from Mexico, Central America, South America, wherever, that are going to be angry at the United States because we did not do enough to stop the child trafficking to get people over the border. And this is a perfect way to help, okay, not cure, but help the problem, okay? They need to know that stealing a child, renting a child, borrowing a child is not acceptable, and you will not pass go, and you will not collect $200. You're going to sit in detention, okay? Yes, it's unfair to the children. They're unfortunately a victim to these people that are using them, but we need to somehow stop it. Put a stop to it, because you're going to get a whole group of kids that grow up and want to sue the U.S. because we didn't do enough to stop it, okay? And they're going to want us to pay for all their mental health problems because they were trafficked multiple times over the border and used. Yeah, because we get migrants that sue the United States all the time. So why not? What's to stop future, lawsuits from children that would do that? It's completely realistic, okay? So it goes on to say the official says that there will be provisions under the rule for parole and bonding out that are very lenient. The families who are not released will be held at family residential centers run by Immigration and Customs Enforcement throughout the parents' immigration's proceedings. Okay, notice it says residential centers. Okay, the left, the Democrats on Twitter are talking about, oh my gosh, they're going to tame them so more people can die. Okay, dear Democrats, people have died in US custody for decades, okay, under other presidents than Donald Trump. This is nothing new. Okay, this is nothing new. And I'm not trying to discount anybody's death, but this is nothing new. Okay, so that point, null and void in my book. TKO says, please like and subscribe to Atomic News. Thank you, TKO. I love you. Oops, I lost my article. And in these residential centers, okay, and I'll use conservative Anthony as an example. He's toured one of these detention centers, okay, and these children, you guys, they have unlimited snacks and like juice boxes and meals that if they're hungry, they can eat again, okay? They have TVs. They have, I'm not sure which unit, but like a PlayStation, okay? One of those, okay, where they can play video games. They can run around the facility all they want, except for in the offices of Border Patrol. They can't go into like the main offices and things like that, but they can run all over the facility. They can play outside, okay? This is not a concentration camp. No, okay? Some of these kids have more than American kids do, okay? Let's just think about poor American kids. These illegals have the opportunity and the access, sorry, my nose is itchy, to a lot, okay? And it's blows my mind. Jade says, what happens to a family unit once it's deemed to be fake? I just said one of your admins posted that, and I think a couple comments ago. Oh, okay. What happens when it's determined to be fake? They separate them. And that's and then the children are put into a juvenile detention center with other kids that are being held. So they are separated. So that kind of separation, great, do it. They don't need to be with those people that aren't their parents and aren't their family and aren't even related to them. Bye-bye. So more details about the proposed regulation are expected from the administration as soon as Wednesday. The Flores agreement stems from the decades-old settlement Flores versus Reno. The Trump administration has complained the detention time limit set by the agreement forces them to either release the immigrant families together or separate them, an area of significant controversy. Key provisions of the agreement also dictate minimum standards of care for immigrants in detention. The agreement was named for Jenny Lisette Flores, a 15-year-old girl from El Salvador. She fled her country in 1985 and tried to enter the United States to be with her aunt. Immigration and Naturalization Services arrested her at the border, and she was placed into juvenile detention, where she was handcuffed and strip searched, according to the Marquette Law Review. The INS refused to grant her aunt custody of Jenny because it wouldn't release minors to third-party adults. The Law Review article said, the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, which anybody who watches my channel, they know that I am against the ACLU because they are anti-American. They are pro-illegal. And so they shouldn't have the name American in their name at all. But the ACLU filed a class action suit on behalf of the girl and other minors because, of course, that's what they would do. They're anti-American. And this eventually led to the Flores Agreement during the Clinton administration. So that's, in case anybody didn't know what the Flores Agreement, that's why I wanted to read this and kind of let you guys know. Many people do not know what the Flores Agreement is and why we do what we do when we, when we detain somebody, or how long we detain somebody, or what we do or don't do in a detention center and how we treat them. The Flores Agreement it sets those standards. In May, a court-order effort to identify immigrant families that the U.S. government separated at the southern border found more than 1,700 possible cases of separation. So hopefully you guys found that informative and you learned something from that, because I know there are a lot of people out there that don't know what the Flores Agreement is, and when you hear that, you're like, what's that? TKO says, if you feel, okay. Yes, thank you, TKO. If you guys want to super chat, you guys hit that $ symbol in the chat area. If you want to donate something to my channel, if you're feeling frisky and you want to do that tonight, that'd be great. It lets you type in a question or a comment, and it highlights it so that I can see it, because sometimes I see what you guys are writing in the chat, sometimes I don't. But don't feel obligated, because I still want you here regardless. I'm cool like that. All right, you guys, you want to call in? Anybody want to talk about any of this? Because I've been kind of talking for 30 minutes now, so I'd love to hear from you guys and hear what you guys have to say about ICE and their, how they keep doing these drug busts and their importance in doing that. Or as far as immigration and the detention, and do you think it's right that we keep them indefinitely detained for coming over the border illegally and breaking our laws? Area code 480-216-6140. Okay, if you guys want to call in, I'll put you live on the show. I don't care if you agree with me or disagree with me, you're still welcome to call in. 480-216-6140. Sometimes you guys like ring my phone off the hook, and sometimes you guys are like crickets in the background. But either way, we're going to have a good time. So while I'm waiting for that phone to ring, because I know one of you in here is going to call. There's 76 of you. Okay, there's 76 of you in here and 77 of you now and 75 likes. So there's 2 of you that are creepers. Hit that like button, you guys. Okay. Sorry, I had to show him one more time. He's so stinking cute. So what do you guys think of the video that I posted last night? I kind of did like a video dump last night. I'm sorry about that. I think I uploaded like 7 videos. Black Bart says he's the creeper. I already know you're a creeper. I'm married to you. Lily says, oops, forgot to hit like. Thank you, Lily. I saw the likes go up. All right, you guys are awesome. So I kind of did a video dump last night. And TKO, thank you. Thank you for your $5 super chat. My moderator super chatted me. That's so awesome. I love you. She says, thanks for the news, Laura. So you guys, area code 480-216-6140 if you want to call in and talk about this kind of stuff. But I posted a video of Ilhan Omar. Okay, and in fact, I won't even make you guys go back into the video history to watch it. I'm going to pull it up and I'll play it for you right now. Like, this is pathetic. This is in response to her not being able to go into Israel, okay? Which she can now, but she's still gonna play this in her favor, okay? She's still gonna use this however she can. Okay, this is desperation, okay, right here. This is desperate for attention. This is desperate to try and hit back at Donald Trump. She's crying because of Israel and because of Donald Trump. So let's watch this, because it's really pathetic and it's very desperate.
To have this type of energy level,
I gotta wait for the commercial because I monetized it. Okay, hold on. My nose is itchy tonight. Come on, play this for me. Hang in there with me, guys. Oh, I see. You can play the commercial again.
I have a letter agreeing to abide by Israeli restrictions if they allow you to see your grandmother. After they approved that request, why did you change your decision? I spoke to my family, and I think my grandmother said it beautifully when she said, I'm her asfur. Asfur in Arabic means her bird. And she said, I'm her dream manifested. I am her free bird. So why would I come back and be caged and bow down when my election rose her head up high, gave her dignity for the first time? And so through tears at 3:00 in the morning, we all decided as a family that I could not go until I was a free American United States Congresswoman coming there, not only to see my grandmother, but to talk to Palestinian and Israeli organizations that believed that my grandmother deserved human dignity as much as anyone else does. So it is something that I struggled with, and I talked to Sister Ilhan Omar a little bit about it. There's a piece of you that gets broken, especially when I grew up here. And I grew up in the most beautiful, blackest city in the country where you don't let anybody tell you you're less than or humiliate you solely based on your faith or your ethnicity. And as a United States Congresswoman, I could not do that to my grandmother.
What I tell Rashida all the time is that you don't ever allow people to enjoy your tears.
She says, stop giving your tears.
I say that all the time. There are so many people invested in our pain, in our struggle, in seeing us broken.
See us bow down.
And the one thing that is important to me more than anything as we fight for the most marginalized people is that we have our internal liberation carry us to external liberation. And there is no way. No, I told Rashida, before you send that letter, you should have called me. There is no way that we are ever going to allow people to tear us down, to see us cry, not, out of pain, to ever make us feel like our certificate is less than theirs. So we are going to hold our head up high, and we are going to fight this administration and the oppressive Netanyahu administration until we take our last breath.
Okay. Yeah. So that right there, you guys, are two professional victims. That's what they are. That's what the squad is. The squad is a group of female professional victims because that's all they can do. And if you watch their Twitter feed, it's proof right there. Every single day, they are a victim of oppression. Okay, she says that she was denied because of her faith and ethnicity. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. Okay, they didn't say no because of her faith and ethnicity. They said no because she is. Okay, and I can't say that out loud because I think I get flagged. My videos get flagged when I use that word. But I said this before. Israel said no to them because they are. Okay, that's the reason. Simple. Why would they want them to come over when they are? Okay. I'm just keeping it real. You guys know me. I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell you the way it is. And that is the answer. That is the reason. Okay. And she says, I'm not going to bow down, and I'm not going to be broken, or they're not going to break me, or something like that. She said, I'm just paraphrasing. Bow down. You think Donald Trump wants them to bow down? He could care less. Okay. He could care.
Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that.
Hey, it's Atomic News.
Well, hi, Laura. I didn't want to call in again, but I didn't want you also to sit there waiting and not have a call.
I know.
Tesla lady.
I know. Sometimes my phone rings off the hook, and sometimes you guys don't call. It's so funny.
Well, yeah, because I always want to be respectful to everybody else and give them a chance as well. But I felt bad for you, and it's like someone's got a call, and I thought they would, but maybe they will now, huh?
Some of those, sometimes that happens. Some nights that happens. I think it's when it's during the week, everybody's quieter, and when it's on the weekend, everybody's boom, 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 let's call her.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, because we've all got work on our minds and everything like that. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So, I had typed in the chat,
Mm-hmm.
and Laura, going back, this happened to me back in 1993. I actually had an illegal that worked at a restaurant that my husband at the time and I went to, and he looked me square in the eye, and he said, "You Americans are so stupid. We come here and we know how to get everything, and you pay."
Yep. You're absolutely
that
right.
was in 1993.
That person was absolutely right. Unfortunately,
Yes.
but it's
And
true.
and the it is that, Laura, they're being educated even farther now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have lawyers. I'm sure they do. They have lawyers that are helping to educate them.
There's American lawyers that are going over and helping them on the other side of the border. It's been filmed by Oscar L. Blue. He's confronted them. American lawyers going over to help them.
I think I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. Oscar caught them, confronted them, and they tried to run off and avoid his questions, but he proved it. So yeah.
Don't they even have a like a document for them?
Yes.
To follow?
Oh yes. And in fact, there's actually infomercials in other countries on how to get to the US and how to work it. Yep. Yep. It's real. It's true.
Are we paying for those too?
do you remember, I can't even remember the last time I saw an infomercial. Does that even happen here in the US anymore? Do we have those still?
I never thought about it, but I haven't seen one for a long time either.
Maybe we need to have infomercials that inform the world of how to handle illegals.
That's for half an hour, 45 minutes, right?
Right, but then we'd be racist, right?
Grief, yes. Oh, shame on me.
I'm racist.
Oh my gosh. But, it's really, really ridiculous. I really, truly am at the point to where those that want to stop ICE, they want to have an open border. I'm just I'm over you. You're crazy. President T, you just keep doing what you're doing and nail that hammer down.
Yep. I love that man.
Yeah. And a lot of people that are not awake, they have no clue what he's really trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to save us, for heaven's sakes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see the video of his last rally and how many thousands and thousands of people were stuck outside because there was not room on the inside, and they were out watching this jumbotron TV, and it was epic. I can't remember a president that had a following that large that I've ever seen in any video or historical document, whatever.
The only one, Laura, that may have been similar would have been President Reagan.
Yes. But okay. Yes.
Not like our president right now. Right. Our president right now, there is so much momentum. Mm-hmm. And the thing of it is it's worldwide. Yes.
You're right. Of course, it's also worldwide that people dislike him, but there are, look at Hong Kong right now. Hong Kong is asking America and Donald Trump to save them.
Yes, that's what I mean. The Netherlands, Sweden's, starts with a B, Belgium?
Belgium, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yes. That's what they want. They, when you get your country free, come help us.
Yeah, look at all them racist countries, right?
Oh my God!
They love Donald Donald Trump
Friday,
too.
for heaven's sakes.
And you know what's
When
funny
is it?
is they're European like white nations, but watch the left call them racist. Watch. All right, my dear.
For goodness sakes.
I got someone.
Well,
I
you
got
know,
someone else calling on the other line,
who
sweetie.
knows where we're going to end up?
Well, I
You never know.
got someone else calling in on the other line, sweetie.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take it.
Thank you so much.
All right, love you, girl.
I love you too. Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Hi, this is Atomic. Oh, I lost it. Shoot. Whoever was just calling from Minnesota, call right back in. Okay, call back in. I'm sorry. I tried to get over to you faster, but it didn't work. So the person that was just calling, call me. Somebody asked I forget who it was, but somebody a few minutes ago asked, well, what are we talking about? They just hopped in. We're talking about the border, immigration, ICE, and how they.
Build that wall.
Here we go. Here they
Build
are.
that wall.
Hi, this is Atomic News. Uh-oh, hang on, hold on just a sec. Hang on just a sec. There we go. Okay, now I got you on speaker. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. I'm not making a major announcement because I got so many things going through my head right now. Regarding the squad.
Yes.
What a bunch of fake actors.
Yes, I agree.
And I'm not saying they're good actors. They're fake actors. There's great actors out there, but they're really faking their way through this in order to get attention.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's the other thing that was on my mind. What was it? Oh, my God. Darn it. Like the primary thing I called in on, and I can't remember now.
Stage fright. No. Let's see. Was it Trump? Was it about?
It was something in regards to that last caller. And darn it, I'll have to call back in and try to figure that out because I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh no!
But, boy, I hate it when that happens. You get hit with a whole blast of things. We've got the border issue. We've got we got the Epstein issue.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Got the Hillary issue that nobody wants to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the whole thing going on with Catholicism and the Cardinals and everything that are wrapped up with that.
Right. That's never ending.
Yeah. I mean, we got a whole cabal going on here, and oh man, how do you raise your kids now? What are you gonna do?
Right.
You can't even convince them. And I'm talking about kids that are not in the school age program, but have graduated and they're trying to go back to college and they're trying to get their life together, and they keep thinking, if I just go to college.
That's what we were all taught, right? That's what we were all taught. If I just go to college. What's funny is you say, how do we raise our kids? And what's crazy is I have two kids. One is 20 and one is 11. My 20-year-old is so liberal. Okay. And then my 11-year-old is definitely a conservative. So I have completely opposite. So yeah, that is really hard.
Yeah, you got a long road ahead of you. I mean, I got 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now let me ask you a question. Okay, like with college, what do you think? Okay, all these people that think that college should be free now, and college loans should be forgiven. Like, I don't know if you went to college and paid for it, but I went to college and both my parents and I paid for it. You know, how is that fair to people who have had to pay for it and have had to pay their loans? I mean, what do we get, like reparations or something if they if they decide to make college free and forgive college debt? Because how is that fair that all of like my generation and older had to pay for it, but younger generations no longer have to? What do you think about that? Do you agree or disagree, or what are your thoughts?
Well, I think a lot of people are sucked in to the the salesmanship of college,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to be better than what we were brought up to be, because somewhere along the line we all had a lot of fluoride, and we just didn't develop, and then we get to a point here where we wake up,
Right.
and that's usually about the ages between 28 and 30. I got a little bit of astrology in my background here, so
Mm-hmm.
I can read people, but I couldn't read myself, and I was sucked into it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got a good 4.0 grade point average, but who cares? I'm in my 60s now.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? So the system sucks you in,
Mm-hmm.
and they give you that American dream.
Yes.
Yet they keep escalating the cost. And now I am so glad that you're one of these people that have actually paid for it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people that have fallen along the sides of Jesus. What do I shoot for? The college, the education system shoots you these. It's like a fishing pole. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They throw the line out. They say, this is what you should go for. This is what you should get. This is what you're qualified for, based upon your MBTI, based upon what our tests are.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go in and you find out you are pretty much sucked in for the next 4 to 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, don't worry about it. You got your grants, you got your student loans.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to pay for them for another 10 years. Meanwhile, how are you paying your rent? How are you getting by? You're falling back on mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because depending on where you're living, all right? Mm-hmm. And like you can be, you can be a parent in, let's say, I don't know, Denver, and have a child somewhere in Maine that's going
Tennessee,
to school and trying to get that education.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the parent doesn't know what's going on. They're just like, I'm helping you as much as I can with your rent.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
What have you?
It's
need
crazy
a car?
because
all right, I got the car.
Well, it's crazy.
And you're going to school. Oh, that's great. You're going to school. And they walk out with nothing. The kids walk out with nothing.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I have an associate's degree, but let's just say I don't have an associate's degree. In my job that I have right now, I can make more money than somebody with a 4-year degree. Okay, it's crazy. It's like the degrees almost don't even mean anything anymore. But I just want
absolutely.
But I know we've already hit that 5-minute mark on the phone call, hun, and I've got somebody calling in from Tennessee. So I'm gonna let you go. But if you think about what you wanted to say, call back, okay?
Well, thank you for ringing my bell, because I think you opened up another idea here for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for calling. I'll talk to you next time.
All righty.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Atomic News.
Hello.
Hi, is this my caller from Tennessee that's been calling in?
It is.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry.
Hi, I'm Maud.
You've been so persistent, and I'm like, hold on.
I know. It was hard. I was trying to listen to you and doing the phone thing too.
Right, yeah.
Okay, all right. This is. I love you, by the way, and I love everything you stand for.
Thank you.
Okay. I want to hear about. It's Channel 5 news, and okay, I'm going to read this to you.
Okay.
Okay, all right. It says Washington, AP, whatever that is. Okay, King of Israel? ? The second coming? ? The chosen one? ? He was calling himself on the news saying the chosen one to deal with China. Okay, now the news media is the guy even said, "Do you think you're the Messiah?" So this is the new thing. The media is trying to tell everyone that President Trump thinks he's the new Messiah.
Oh my
So
God.
I want your opinion on this. I just want you to talk about it.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
That's my answer. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. I heard that, but I do want to say this.
Mhm.
I think we're lagging. I got you on my TV, but
Yeah, don't
okay.
listen to that part. You have to turn
I'm not.
you have to
No,
turn the
it's
YouTube
the ear
down.
thing. That's totally silent. But
It's
you're
confusing.
like a minute or two behind me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. My opinion, I personally think that Trump is our Cyrus. He is our Nebuchadnezzar. I think that he was chosen by God to help Israel and given the United States one last chance. That's
Yes.
my opinion.
I think that's
Okay.
good. I think that's an excellent opinion.
And I would like for you to, if you don't care, to look into that and just hear all this garbage where they're trying to say that Trump now thinks he's God.
Oh God. Will you text me that article to this number so I can read it?
Sure.
Cool.
I sure will. How do I do that? Because I've got my iPad.
You should
and
be
I've got
able
my
to
phone.
like in the top right corner of the article there should be like 3 dots or like the little
Okay,
triangle that you can hit.
You're talking to a little Tennessean here, so all right, I've got the article. Okay. All right, now what do I do?
So in the top right corner there should be maybe
three little lines.
The 3 dots. Okay. Click that.
Got that. I did.
And now it hopefully gives you an option to share.
Okay, it says news, weather, bloody, and then it's got more, and more is it's all for them. But I can probably screenshot it.
Okay.
You can look it up.
Yeah, or you could copy and paste the URL up in the top bar.
Okay, are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Right.
Under Atomic News, find Atomic News on Facebook, and you can send it to me there too.
I will work on that. Okay, I will work on that.
Okay,
but
cool.
I just want you to talk about that for a few minutes because I want your opinion. And I love you to death, and I listen to you all the time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for watching.
All right.
All right, I look forward to getting that.
Okay.
All right, bye. Okay, there was a caller that called. Oh, there we go.
Build that wall.
Hi, it's Atomic News.
Hello?
Hello?
My grandmother thinks I am a free bird. She calls me in Hebrew an asshole.
Are you a free bird?
An asshole.
I forget. How did she say it? How was it pronounced, that word?
Asshole.
Fool?
Fool's ass. An ass fool.
An ass fool. She is an ass fool. I love it.
I want to say something about that woman who called about the college and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a college in Springfield, just for all your listeners and your kids. There's a college in Springfield called the College for the Ozarks.
I think I've heard of it.
Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
Every child graduates
debt-free.
Wow.
Go to school and they work and they go to church. It's a Christian school,
Okay.
but they raise their own vegetables, they raise everything, all their own food.
That's
They have their own
great.
stores. They learn entrepreneurship. They learn like opening up stores, running businesses, all that kind of stuff.
That's the way it should be.
You are totally debt free.
You know, that's the way it should be. They should be learning that. Like, my oldest daughter learned gardening in I think it was elementary school. And I'm like, why are these things not being taught anymore? Because nobody knows how to grow a dang vegetable on their own these days. You know, and
they're like AOC and they don't, look, it come up out of the dirt.
Right. They don't even know how to use a garbage disposal like AOC, okay? And, you know, the whole, like, home economics and wood shop and metal shop, those things should still exist because kids these days don't know how to do anything other than operate their cell phone.
They do exist here where I live. They still have all that.
That's great. That is so awesome, I think.
We're in the country, so we're kind of like weird.
Well, I'm kind of weird then too because I like to do those kind of things. I love to like do homesteading things, like make my own laundry detergent and like grow vegetables, and like I like that kind of thing. I'm a nerd.
Oh yeah, I do too. I can't get outside and do all that gardening anymore or anything. So I can't grow anything. I kill a weed, so that just don't work for me. I kill cactuses. I kill everything.
Cactuses.
So
Oh my!
But I just wanted to tell you about that to remind you.
Asfool.
He was Rashid Tlaib is an asfool.
Yes, she is. That was awesome. Thank you.
Hey, let me tell you. Did you hear all that about them going over there?
You mean over to Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
that terrorist company that supposedly sponsored them, they hired them specifically. They didn't accept their offer. They hired them.
Oh, I didn't know that. You taught me something.
And she wrote a letter to what's his name over there and told them, I will come over there. I won't do all this stuff. I'll mind my P's and Q's. I won't do this. I won't do that. Then is when they said, okay, you can come over, under humanitarian visa. Mm-hmm. Then she's like, no, I can't be myself. When she is the very one, I read the letter online. She's the very one who said she would agree to all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
It's all a big ploy and game, and they're all Trojan horses.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And professional victims.
Yep. That's it. Okay, I'll let you go.
All right, my dear. Thanks for calling in.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. So there is somebody who is currently in the chat room who feels that the white man did not build anything. We stole it. Dude, okay. If the Europeans, let me educate you here. If the Europeans didn't come over and settle here, somebody else would have. Okay, let me give you a truth pill. Somebody else would have. Spain probably, okay? Spain probably would have come over and settled America and done the same exact thing. Truth pill, okay? We just did it first, okay? Well, not we, not you and me, because we didn't live then. We didn't exist then. We're not responsible for any of the things that happened back then, okay? But we just reaped the benefits, that's all. We just did it we got there first. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay? So, no. I disagree with you, and I think you needed to be educated on that. So with that, we're at the 1 hour mark. And I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you everybody who called in tonight. I had some great callers. It took you guys a minute to get up and pick up the phone and call in, but then we got a bunch of calls, so that was great. You guys crack me up. Asfool! I'm gonna laugh about that all night because she's a All right. So I hope you guys all have a great night. I don't know if I'm going to live stream on Saturday because I don't know what the reception is going to be. And I know you guys get pissed off when I try and live stream and then it cuts out and then I come back in and I'm like, okay, take 2. And then it cuts out and then I'm like, okay, take 3. You guys get really frustrated with that. In fact, I've had some people actually email me and say, can you stop doing that? And I'm like, sorry for trying. God, I'm trying to get you guys the news. But I don't know what kind of cell phone reception is going to happen down there. So I'm not going to live stream, most likely. Okay, so it will be video footage that I upload to the channel when I'm down on the border Saturday. Me and Mr. Atomic are going to go visit Tombstone, and we're going to hit Sierra Vista. So there could be other videos too, like, you know, my donkey video when we were. Oh, I had so much fun making that donkey video because Democrats are jackasses. All right, until next time, guys. Peace out.